Do you ever feel like you're trying to attract people who just don't get like your value? So let's talk about how to change that by becoming magnetic to yourself first. Okay, 5 things I want to tell you. And this is not working. Okay. All right. So we got the first one. The first one for being magnetic is pretty much define magnetism, right? So what this is pretty much what magnetism is to me, and I'm just going to give you strictly from what I've learned, is it's not about how you look, but how you feel and you carry yourself. And I used to think that was the opposite. If I look a certain way, then I'll feel that way as well. Um, so when it comes down to that science, and when you're having kind of like reassurance for yourself and asking yourself, well, do I really want to do this? Do I look good in this? Like, is this suitable for me? Instead of asking yourself, like, am I suitable for this situation? Am I suitable for this fit? Do I want to be in this circumstance? Kind of like that. And so when you're gravitating towards having that magnetism, you want to pretty much put yourself in the shoes like, would I be grabbed towards this person? Would I attract myself? And if the answer is no, then that's how you have to align yourself even more. Okay. So now the second one is the self-made difference, right? When I'm seeing that, that's pretty much how your true allure comes from your inner work. What does that mean, right? So when you stop looking for external validation, like let's say like clout or attention, my bad. Like when you're looking for clout or attention, then that means that it's not there. So when you start validating yourself rather than asking, oh, does this look good on me? Do you think that I should do this? Do you think I should do that? And that comes with time. You start to notice that you're actually trying to please other people. And then that's how you become labeled the person that's a people pleaser. Okay. If you heard of that, bear with me, okay? So when it comes to that, it's kind of like your presence naturally becomes more captivating to others, right? When that happens, because when other people see you focusing on yourself, they are gravitated towards that and they want to know, okay, well, how can I actually do that myself, right? So that's how you become magnetic, and that's how you come to the realization like, oh my gosh, I'm attracting all these people just by being myself. Have you ever heard, I mean, it's when it's actually a tactical move, when it's strategic, when it's in on purpose, when you're doing it on purpose for yourself, for you, that's when you see the realization of like, okay, yeah, I can do this, and like so will other people. Have you ever seen that person that's like really popular and they're really into themselves? Some people either they love to hate them or they love to love them. So either way, they're still getting that type of attention, that type of attraction because they're so into themselves. And you can totally portray that too for your own, and this is more like from a healthy aspect. So when it comes to that allure, when you find your niche, when you know that what is suitable for you, instead of saying, oh, well, you're not meant for me, instead of that, it's kind of like finding opportunities for yourself where you can bask in abundance, right? What is the opportunity that's more better for you, where you can come into alignment on having that allure, having that attraction, but focusing on yourself. And my phone keeps falling. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is kind of new. My like setup is kind of different. So when it comes to that, it's kind of like when you want to bring that series of aspects to yourself. Ask yourself those questions, is this suitable for me? Are they meant for me? Are they going to be doing that? in the long run, you know? So it's kind of like that. Okay, number 3, bullet point number 3, and follow along with me, babe, okay? So this is when it comes to setting boundaries. Setting boundaries to a tool that is an allure. So when you setting boundaries basically is your allure tool, right? You utilize it often instead of letting others like take away from you and giving to others more than you're supposed to, right? So what I mean by this is like pretty much when I came to this realization of like closing out people. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. This is so annoying. When it comes to closing out people who aren't reciprocal is actually like a high value, and that's a magnetic trait. And so when that comes in, it's kind of like you want to disengage from people who create space for you to actually put in more work. So instead of that, just gracefully bow out and create the space for the right people to be attracted to you. What do I mean by that? It's kind of like attracts like, right? Like attracts like, babe. Always, no matter what. Misery loves its company. Abundance loves, I think, something, I don't know, whatever. I will tell you that later. But when it comes to this, when your allure tool is one of the biggest ones that you want to have in your utility belt, and that is setting boundaries, because you don't want to be taken advantage of. And I'm running out of makeup. Honestly, I'm running out of this. And so you don't want to be taken advantage of, because that's what got you to being a people pleaser in the first place and accommodating for others. And that's what happened to me. I became a people pleaser, and that's not what I'm doing anymore. And that's kind of like, is this suitable for me? That's when we're reverting back to the second bullet point. It's kind of like, what is more suitable for me? It's a little bit more different than saying, oh yeah, I'm only like focused on myself. You can be focused on yourself, but the thing is, it's kind of like there's a fine line on just being how can I say this? Oh my gosh. This phone sucks. This thing sucks. I'm gonna have to get a new one. A new like phone thing. When it comes to that, okay, babe, like what you want to tell yourself is like, you know what? This isn't working out for me. What you bring to me is just isn't right for me. And that's it. You can bow out gracefully. Like, it's not like you have to be telling people like these you don't have to give these long explanations. You don't have to give them these paragraph like explanations on why you're doing things that you're doing. When once you're assertive and you stick to that, then that they know that you mean business. They know that you hold healthy boundaries for yourself, and also that makes them more attractive. Believe me, trust me, like 10 times out of 10 people who you set firm boundaries with, you're going to know how to distinguish who's going to be with you and who isn't, because once those people know that your boundaries are there, and you don't have to be mean, you just have to be assertive. When it means to be assertive is you believe and you take action on what you're telling the person. Like, this is not for me. Obviously, you're not investing, so I'm going to go elsewhere. That's it. Nothing else. You don't have to put that into perspective with anybody else. You don't have to write these long paragraphs. I used to write these long these long paragraphs, these long texts to people explaining why I take my decisions, and I end up getting like an okay. You know what I mean? Or like a thumbs up. Bro, like, I tremble. You know what I mean? So that's not, no. Okay. Fourth bullet point when it comes to that. And I'm just doing like a light makeup. I'm going to go out right now just to see what I can do, because I want to go shopping. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So, when it comes to the fourth bullet point, that's when you come into the realization of, you know, the power of intentional living, right? When it comes to that, that means it's pretty much living with intent, okay? Hear me out again. Living with intent. What does that mean? Okay, I will tell you. I will tell you what that means, babe. That's why we're here together. This means that it's, and I can only tell you from my own current journey, and this has been a long journey. Instead of like proving myself to others, it's pretty much focusing on your goals. Maintain these goals that you have. Get a vision board, manifestation journal. That worked out for me. At first I was kind of like, no, this is kind of dumb, and then I actually started speaking words out into existence, like when I was really stressed out, and I was like, wondering why I was so stressed out. Why do I keep gravitating towards these people? It's because I keep talking about it, because I keep putting that intention out, and that's what I'm living under. And it could be like work wise, it could be with like classmates, it could be with friends, with lovers. And so that's pretty much what like kept me in this stagnation, basically. So there's that. And like when I focus on my degree, when I focus on my health, like that's what keeps me going, and that actually keeps me really happy. And that because I'm focusing on my goals instead of like other people's goals and me trying to align with them, you know what I mean? Which I did not want to do. I really did not want to do that. That's it. I'm gonna get a tripod, like, or another sticky. But I didn't want to do that anymore, because I saw people progressing and they put little to no effort in the relationship that I was putting into. It doesn't matter what it was, you know what I mean? And it was majority when I was in romantic relationships. So there's that. And it's not like you have to be selfish. Being selfish is actually putting others first, okay? I'm going to lay that down for you. Being selfless is putting yourself first, because when you think about it, when you are, when a plane is coming down, this is like a weird like metaphor, but I can only speak to you like this. When a plane is coming down and you have to save other people, you have to put that mask on yourself, right? Give yourself life before you can help others. Because if you help others and your oxygen percentage, your oxygen levels are lowering, that means you're going to have less time to help others. So I hope that analogy like helps you. So there's that. And then it's the most attractive thing you can do for yourself, I'll tell you. Like it doesn't matter. Like your riz is what matters at the end of the day. Your charisma, you're charismatic, and it essentially becomes a personality trait of yours. Oh, so and so looks like this, it doesn't matter. It means that so and so is like this. Have you seen a lot of influencers who like, the genetics are a little bit different, but they have the best charisma? It's because they shine through, because they believe on what they say, they believe on how they look, they believe on what they can do, and how they can uphold a certain attraction to people. And it just doesn't have to be an attraction to like being in love with people. I mean, you can be in love with yourself, but then that's a different topic for another story. So we have the final one, which is the biggest one most of all, which I love absolutely. It's kind of what like holds everything together, like the bread and butter. So what this is actually actionable advice, right? So because I live off of this. Like, not only do I practice what I preach, but giving, like, what kind of advice would I give myself? And it's not like I try to take on people's burdens. I don't. Like, you shouldn't be doing that either, because you're going to be bombarded, like, going up a hill with other people's burdens. And don't tell your burdens to other people. Don't tell them, oh, I got here like this, so I'm pretty much Allure maxing. No, it's not like that. Like, it's kind of like, I want you to do something this weekend, okay? Give yourself kind of like a project or a goal to make you feel more magnetic, right? Like when you wake up, do you give yourself kind of like a pat on the back for getting a lot of tasks done? Do you write down a lot of your goals that you want to do? You know, do you prioritize your own self-care, your maintenance, you know, or making one firm boundary based on decision, right? Like, let's say you have homework to do, or you have chores, or you have like certain kind of like, I guess I want to say, um, like things to do. I don't know who my audience is as of yet because these videos are kind of new. So it's kind of like telling yourself, well, what is it? Like, what is it that, you know, that you want to like make a goal, right? Like, let's say, I'm at a loss for words. Okay, like, let's say don't blow off your goals that you have to help other people. Like, a no is a full sentence. Like, no is a full answer, you know? It's like, no, I'm not doing that. I have this to do. As much as I would like to help you, like, again, setting those boundaries, right? I I can circle back around with you to help you on this time. You know, making yourself available on your time, not on their time, because that takes away the people pleasing. Like, let's say you have a lot of chores to do, or tasks, or even homework, I don't know. And you plan something like on your own, but then somebody else comes in and you're like, oh, I really want to do this for me, but then they really want me to do this. If you don't want to do that, and if you feel scared that if you say no, they won't like you, then that's on them. That means that you're sifting out the people that are not being in your life, and you're making room for people who are meant to be in your life, okay? So if you made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, okay? And I hope that you come back with some type of like review to let me know like if that actually worked. You know what I mean? Like, setting those boundaries, telling people no. You don't have to be mean. You can just be monotone, like how I've been speaking to you this entire time. You can be assertive and monotone and just be kind. There's a difference between being nice and being kind, okay? Being nice is actually people pleasing. Being kind is, you know, still having that self-respect, but also seeing the ways of others and seeing what correlates with you, okay? So yeah, bye.